Hi everyone, welcome to this presentation. For this presentation, me and my friend Steven, we're going to present to you the topic that we choose, which is on the Individualized Education Plan, or the IEP. For this presentation, we are going to introduce you to the definition of the IEP, who qualifies for the IEP, the key parts of the Individualized Education Plan, the strengths and challenges, goals in IEP, services that students gain from the IEP, and the IEP plans. Today, we're going to take a deep look at something very important in education, especially in the lives of students who learn differently, and that is the Individualized Education Plan, or the IEP. Whether you are a teacher, parent, school staff member, or student yourself, understanding the IEP is an important step towards supporting children with special education needs. What is an IEP? An IEP, or Individualized Education Plan, is a legal document developed for a student who qualifies for special education services. It's designed to meet the unique needs for that student. Think of the IEP as a personalized learning plan. It outlines how a student learns best, what goals they should work towards, and what services and supports they will receive to help them succeed in school. Every student is different. Some learn by seeing, some by doing, and some may need extra time, assistance, or adjustment to participate in classroom activities. The IEP, or the Individualized Educational Plan, ensures that students with disabilities receive the right support in the right way. Who needs an IEP? Not every student needs an IEP, or the Individualized Education Plan. This plan is only for students who have been identified as having a disability that affects their ability to learn in a regular classroom without support. These students are evaluated through a formal process that usually involves school psychologists, teachers, and other specialists. The common reasons a student might need an IEP include: number 1, learning disabilities, speech or language impairments, autism spectrum disorder, emotional or behavioral disorders, hearing or vision impairments, physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and development delays. Once a student qualifies, the school must provide its services and supports under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or the IDEA, a US law that protects the rights of students with disabilities. What included in an IEP, or what is included in an IEP? An IEP is a detailed document with several key sections. Number 1, student's present level of performance, or PLOP. This section describes how the student is currently doing in class or in school, both academically and functionally, like communication skills, behavior, and social skills. It includes teachers' observations, test results, and parents' input. The number 2 is the annual goals. Here, the IEP team sets specific and measurable goals for the students to achieve during the school year. These goals are tailored to the students' needs. For example, Students may have a goal to improve reading comprehension by identifying the main idea in a paragraph. Goals are not just academic, they can also focus on behavior, communication, or self-help skills. Number 3 is the special education services. This section outlines what services the student will receive. This might include specialized instruction, speech or occupational therapy, counseling services, assistive technology, and behavioral support. It also lists how often and for how long each service will be provided. Number 4, related service and accommodation. Related services are extra support that helps the students benefit from special education. Accommodations are changes in how the students learns or shows what they know. For example, extra time on test, taking breaks during class, preferential setting, audiobooks, or speech-to-text tools. These tools make learning more accessible but do not change what the student is expected to learn. Number 5 is the modification. Modifications are different from accommodations. They change what a student is expected to learn. For example, instead of writing a full essay, a student might write a paragraph. Modifications are used only when necessary. Number 6, how progress will be measured. The IEP must explain how the school will check the students' progress towards their goals and how often they will update the parents. This ensures every stays informed and the student stays on track. Number 7 is the participation in general education. This part explains how much time the students will spend in the general education classroom versus a special education setting. Schools must try to keep students in the least restrictive environment, or LRE, meaning as much time as possible in a regular classroom with their peers. Number 8 is the transition planning. Transition planning is for the older students. For students 16 years and older or younger in some stages, the IEP or the Individualized Education Plan includes a transition plan to help prepare for life after high school. This may include goals for colleagues, job training, independent living, or community involvement.
Okay, now we see who is involved in the IEP process. Creating an IEP is a team effort. The IEP or Individual Education Plan team includes parents or guidance, general education teacher, special education teacher, school administrator or representative, evaluation specialist such as a school psychologist, and the students when appropriate, like especially for transition planning. Parents are key members of the IEP team. They know their child best and should be actively involved in the setting goals and reviewing process. Now the IEP process, which we are going to look at step by step. Here's how the IEP process usually works. Number 1, referral. A teacher, parent, or a doctor notices a child is struggling and refers them for evaluation. Number 2, evaluation process. the school conducts assessment to determine if the students have a disability and qualifies for services. Number 3, eligibility meeting. A team reviews the evaluation results to decide if the student qualifies for an IEP. Number 4, IEP meeting. If eligible, then team meets to create the IEP or individualized education plan, set goals and plan services. Number 5, implementation. Teachers and staff start providing the services and support listed in the IEP or educationalized individualized education plan. Number 6, review and update. The IEP is reviewed at least once a year. A full revolution happens every 3 years or more often if needed. Parents can request a meeting at any time if they feel changes are needed. Now, why are IEPs or individualized education plan is important? IEP make sure that students with disabilities are not left behind. They help schools meet the unique needs of each student by providing, number 1, a clear plan for learning, the right tool and support, a way to measure progress, and legal protection and accountability. Without an IEP or individualized education plan, students might not get the help they need to learn and grow. Therefore, these are the tips for parents and educators. For parents must be involved in the process from the beginning. Ask questions if something is unclear. Parents must keep records of all meetings and documents. And parents don't be afraid to speak up. You are your child's best advocate. And for educators must know your students' IEP and follow them. Communicate regularly with parents. Document progress and share updates. And lastly, ask for support when needed. You are part of a team. To conclude or summarize the presentation, the Individualized Education Plan or IEP is a powerful tool that helps ensure that every student, no matter their challenges, gets a fair chance at success. It's not just a piece of paper, it's a roadmap built by a team of caring adults who believe in a child's potential. By working together, educators, families, and specialists, we can give students the support, confidence, and opportunities they need to thrive. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the IEP or Individualized Education Plan. Whether you are a parent, teacher, or a student, remember, every child can learn, just not in the same way or at the same pace. Thank you, and this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your time.